Hi guys. So what I'm doing is a really quick reading, and what it is going to be about where you're at the moment in development. It's also going to take in ideas around love, and especially if you're a twin flame, if there's anything that you need to work on. So if you see, the main card that we're focusing on at the moment is this one here. It's the third eye chakra, and it is where you're currently needing to work on your energy system. So you need to start thinking. I'm just going to push this up. So give me 2 seconds. That's a bit better, right? So what you need to be doing is you need to be whacking on the third eye. It says it's a Doreen Virtue card, and it comes from her pack, which is the Angel Therapy Oracle card pack. And it says, it is safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. What I feel in drawing this card initially, because this is the beginning of the reading, and it's about finding what is kind of holding you back. And I get the energetic feeling that possibly the cards come up because many of us, and this includes myself, we are so truncated by the third eye. We're not moving or developing as quickly as we'd like, or we're developing too quickly for the third eye in general. So what the card is pointing out is that it is time for you to move into grace of your third eye, to trust in your intuitive nudges, the feelings that you get, and the things that you visually see, right? Now, bear in mind when it comes to visualizing and for connection through your third eye, you are opening much more than just your clairsentience, which is your vision channels. You may be all opening up your clairaudience, which is your hearing. You may be opening up your clair gustatory, which is taste. You may be opening up any number of skills within yourself. Now, if you look at the card, you can see that there is water, and there is, I'm just going to pick it up so you get a little bit of a better look at it. So you can really see that there are it's just a very beautiful card. And what I think that it is reminiscent of is this idea that through creativity we can learn and move ourselves upwards in pure understanding of what we really are. And I think if you notice and if you look at the image, it is about abundance, because there is abundance in this image. There is so much to see. There are butterflies, there is water, which means there are emotions attached to this. But there is also this great big wave of emotion at the top with the kind of wings, which suggest a kind of flight and an open key to learning more. I also see kind of planets here, right? So these planets mean you're opening up to higher consciousness levels of understanding and awareness, and you're going to push yourself in through that, right? And that by doing that, you're going to open doors for yourself, and these doors are going to be critical in the next stages of your life. Very, very critical. Also very important for you, and they're going to be amazing, and they're going to give you the chance of having the kind of life that you've always wanted to have, without the boundaries, without the stops, without the stasis, and without the pain as much as maybe there was before. Okay, so really stepping into this means giving into and surrendering the flow of who you are, recognizing that you have that capacity to open up to that third eye. Also, if it is anything, actually I'll take it back, sorry, if it is anything to do with a connection on the twin flame level, it could mean that you both are becoming more connected with regard to your third eye connection. Any kind of love connection could develop this, and even relationships and friendships and other areas of your life such as work could predominantly bring this through for you. Okay, let's go to the next one. So the next card is called Listen to Your Intuitive Feelings. Your body is receiving accurate messages from the divine. Now, I'm just going to pop it over here and so we'll have a little chat about it. Now, that card is a real connection and flow from the one before about the third eye. And what it is it's saying to you that your intuitive feelings are starting to open up. You're starting to actually see and feel the reasons of things. You're starting to know something. Now, what often happens when this occurs is that we kind of say, oh yes, I sense that this is going to happen, but then we tell ourselves that it's hocus pocus and we push it out of the door. What the divine and spirit is trying to say to you right now is to open your mind to this, to open your mind to these tricks that we play with ourselves, where we tell ourselves this isn't possible for ourselves, and where we tell ourselves that we couldn't possibly do this. Now, if you have relationships that are destructive or deconstructive, or job conditions that are unhealthy for you, anything that lowers your self-care and love, you need to be looking at what your intuition is trying to tell you, because I think the message is a deep one here, and because this is a big reading that I'm doing around your whole area of life, you need to be looking at whether maybe, just maybe, you need to be making some deep changes in your life. Okay, now you might want to see people as good all of the time, or you might want to see situations as okay even when they are stressing you out bodily, consciously and mindly. However, this moving into third eye consciousness, moving into listening to your intuitive feelings, will help you to really ground into what is true for you and become kind of authentic in a high way. Now, once you start getting that authenticity, you're going to know what doesn't serve you, right? And this is why often when we tap into third eye chakra consciousness and we start getting major intuitive feelings, we ignore them. We ignore them because we're afraid of them, but not in the sense always of we're afraid of them because if we go that way, something bad might happen. But sometimes people pleaser tendencies really curb our movement because they stop us from finding our truth, because we're trying so desperately to make everyone happy and see the best in other people. Now, if your intuition is telling you that X is a bad person, or this job's really bad for you, but you love your boss and you don't want to hurt your boss, or that your mum's maybe not being overly supportive of you right now, or that your partner's maybe not the one, then sometimes it gets really difficult, because when we're in a situation, when we're in the boat and the sea is rocky around us, even if we're really intuitive, even if we're psychic, even if we know deeply that these aren't right things for us, we sometimes still fall prey to what happens emotionally around that. So what this card is saying to you is to really hear, and this would link in some ways to your third eye chakra and also to your ear chakras, because you are capable on all levels of really clocking in and checking into how you're feeling. But I get the impression, especially from looking at the card, you can see she's got her arms crossed across herself. You know what she's doing there? She's protecting herself. You know what happens when we do that? We become less open to that which is sent to us. However, when you look at the bottom, there's abundance because there's flowers growing, which say that means the information is going to be accurate, it's going to be correct, and also there's some beautiful clouds in the background, which means dreaming and creativity is going to open us to higher centers of awareness. Okay, let's get the next one. Interestingly, for the next one, we've actually got a lower chakra, but I think it's there for a high purpose, and I'm going to explain it to you. So we've got the sacral chakra. Excuse me if I can get this up there without falling down. And you know where the sacral chakra is? It's the one just above your root chakra, which is the Muladhara chakra, which is right down the bottom, which is your base chakra. The sacral chakra is the one just above, and it links to things like your sexual self, your connected self. You are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and energies right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. And it follows on again from what I was telling you with the other two cards. Somewhere in your life, something is affecting you bodily, consciously, mindly. You are being stressed somehow, and that stress could be the food that you're eating. It could be the company that you're keeping. It could be the situation that you're in. Now, I know as well as anybody that moving out of a situation that is difficult can cause us to backlash, to say, no, I don't want to, I don't want to move forward. And I know this. However, the sacral chakra is about being able to be strong enough in our centers that we can move through. It's not power, because that's your solar plexus chakra, but it's linked to it because it's a lower chakra. So it links to your groundedness. It links to your ability to be of this earth. And somewhere along the line, something is stopping you from holy, being completely of your true self. Now, I wouldn't worry too much about it, but what I would do is start to think about how you can really listen to your intuitive nudges, really hear what's happening for you, and really make a stand to listening to that, and to, really taking stock with regard to where you're going to be going next and what's going to be happening to you. Now, in my mind, I'm looking at these cards, and what I can see is that new opportunity is coming for you, but you are going to have to let go of those things that are holding you back, and those things are stopping you from being your brilliant, brightest self. Now, before we move into that idea, do have time to get to know what you really, really want, and do give yourself those moments to really check in with who you truly are. This is about not allowing other people to affect your boat, and this is about not allowing other people to, to stop you from being the best you that you can be, because the possibility and the opportunities are there. But what I'm sensing here is that somewhere within you there is a fear that is holding you away from pushing yourself through to who you capably and truly really are. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you some tarot cards as part of this reading. And these tarot cards are just going to be this moment in time. So they're going to tell you what's actually happening right now at this moment in time, okay? And then after that, I'm going to do some Journey of Love cards for you, which tells you what's going to happen in the future, okay? So I'm going to read them intuitively. They do have messages in them. If I do only 2 Journal of Love cards, then I might actually read the actual stuff out of the book. If not, I might just intuitively read them. But we'll see how we go, all right? So I am just going to shuffle the cards. So you will hear some shuffling of cards. And I'm going to get 3 cards for the current position right now. This is right now in this moment. Those first 3 cards were the energies of what you need to move into and where you need to get to. All right. Okay, I've got 3 cards. I'm going to get you 1 extra one just for luck. See if Spirit's willing. Yep, Spirit's giving me 1. Okay. So what we've got is we've got 4 tarot cards. It is the Rider-Waite tarot card pack. I do love that pack. It's the original pack, and I think there's something kind of a bit sexy and exciting about having the original pack. Of course, some people may say no, that's not true, but hey ho, that's just how I feel right now about it. Right, now I'm going to move this one, and we're going to take the first one, which is, remember, this is right here, right now, things that we need to think about and things that we need to move forward to. Now, we've got the Page of Cups here. Now, the Page of Cups is young, and it's a cup, so it's love energy, but it's young love energy. Is there the possibility that there's a new love on the horizon? Or could it be that because of what's been happening in your past, your relationship is stuck in toxicity? So if you remember in the sacral chakra card, it says that you need to avoid harsh situations and chemicals and relationships. So is it that, in a way, what has happened is that your relationship has maybe become destructive? I'm putting some ideas out there. The reason I'm saying this is by having a young card in of Cups, it denotes maybe newness and vibrancy in your love relationship. Not necessarily a new love interest, although it could denote a new love interest. It's a beginning, a start. The Page of Cups Can also reflect other things like situations. But I'm going to look at it now as part of a love relationship. You could also look at it as somebody who's willing to come and do some service for you or help you, right? He may want to help you with something that you're doing. So he may want to help you with a situation in your life. Maybe it's business, maybe it's a familial thing. Pages tend to help. I do think on this level that it's a relationship area. It may not be love. Love is a many faceted thing because it isn't always our intimate relationships that denote love. Sometimes it is our friendships that denote love, or our familial relationships that denote love. So what I get here is a new energy. Something or someone is going to help you in a way that is going to promote the movement forward in the area that we were looking at with the angel cards. Okay, someone is going to help you to flourish in some way. Now, like I say, it could denote flourishing, movement, change and help. It could also denote a new love interest, or it could also denote in a current relationship that you revisit the vibrancy of your exuberance, of your youthful nature at the beginning of your relationship. So it could mean a new energy is flourishing within what you already have. And the other cards, the other three cards, will probably maybe be able to highlight a little bit more about that for us. If you just give me a moment, I'm actually going to put on this candle over here because we could do with a little bit of extra light. It isn't a real candle, it's a pretend one. But it will give us a little bit more light. So yeah, so that's kind of what you need to be looking at with that. But it's a new beginning in the fact that it's a fresh, a young energy, okay? So the next card that we've got is the Queen of Pentacles. And that's an interesting one that's come up. Obviously the Queen's a female. I like to say with this card, and I'm getting this energy from Spirit and my guides, that actually this card's come up because you are connecting to the energy of the Queen of Pentacles. She is abundant, she is wealthy, she has the capacity to take and get whatever she wants, and she is going to do that. And I would say that you are taking on that moniker right now. You are about to completely fulfill some kind of dharma with relation to money, abundance, fruitfulness. And I'm telling you right now that this energy, this abundance is going to be a surprise. I think I get this impression it might be a surprise because of the way that the cards have come along. Because of your intuition, you're going to get to this place through an intuitive understanding. Well, you're going to have to make that shift to embrace this energy. And once you've made that shift, maybe you will find that life becomes more opulent. You're going to feel more joy in your life. There's more magnificence, and you're going to feel a sense of generosity. There's going to be a lot of happiness around you. And I feel that this is either something that you're going to experience, or it could actually be you. You could take on the moniker of the Queen of Pentacles, and you could become that wealth and that prosperity and that abundance, and it will flow for you. And when it flows for you, you're going to change categorically a lot, and your mind, your body, your soul is going to move into a new understanding of who you are, and recognize that you deserve that wealth. And the reason that I say about deserving wealth is because of the sacral chakra card. At the moment, your sense of deserving is truncated in your lower chakras, and you need to move on up through into your third eye chakra, which is why it came up first, in order to unlock that potential and open the door to that. You are really close to it because the cards show that. It's just giving yourself that time to get into that energy so that you can make it happen, right? I'm going to keep this card and just put it down here. We're just going to go to the next one. If I could pick it up, that is. We've got the Seven of Wands. So some kind of wands are to do with words and negotiations. So you're not quite there, but you're coming up. I might do another card to see if I can get a bit more information about that. But you're coming up to something to do with words and negotiations. You're about to move forward in terms of whatever this thing is. Something's happening with you. You need to do something in order to make it happen. As you can see, the man is working quite hard with those. He's basically putting them into the land. Now, yes, he's putting them into the land, but there are 7 of them. So with that 7 comes the understanding that it's about kind of valor, really. You've got this position where you can basically, you understand that, negotiations and war and competition is a combat, but I kind of get the impression for you that you are going to be able to negotiate in a good way. Maybe a little bit tricky, but I think through looking at your other cards, especially with having the Queen of Pentacles on the card before, I would say that regardless of regardless of how it may feel, you are going to negotiate a better position. It's a successful card, actually, and it's going to help you to really, you're feeling strong enough. The 6 wouldn't be strong, or 6 wouldn't be ready, but because you've come over the 5 and over the 6, you're into that place where you're 7, 8, 9, 10. You've only got a few more to go, and you're going to be at the completion of whatever this is. You're nearly there. It's not far away. Now, I'm going to do another card. I'm going to see if I can get a wand card. I don't know. See if Spirit is willing. And if Spirit is willing to let us have a card that can help us understand the significance of this card. Well, that's no good. Because it's no good. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna ask Spirit one more time. Sorry. It's just threw out about 20 cards. Spirit, could I have a card to explain what's on it again? It's done 2. So we'll just, to be honest, it's done 2 major arcana cards, which are probably not ideal. Am I going to take that? I'm going to show you them, just in case they mean something to you. I'm not overly sure, but let's go with it. So I said to you about how you'll succeed in what you need to do. You will come out victorious. And then when I asked Spirit for a message about what that meant, if they could give me a little bit more information, they've given me strength, which obviously, I guess if it's a tricky situation that you're going through, then strength is going to be really, really important. I get the impression as well that, because I always see the strength card as a link to twin flamery, because there is the infinity symbol above the head of the symbol that the lady, and I think that there's a possibility that if you're going through some difficult period, with negotiations, with trying to get you and your twin to be together, that possibly this is why the strength cards come up on the 7. We'll let Spirit push that through. I'm not overly struck on it, but we'll see. And then they've also given me the Hermit, which is saying that you kind of need to take stock for a little while and be quiet for a little while. I think actually the Hermit card makes more sense than the Strength card. So I think that maybe you just need to stop a little while. I'm going to see if I can get another one. No, they're not happy. They're not playing. Don't worry about it. They keep dropping about 10 cards. But yeah, I think the Hermit card makes more sense. I think that at the 7, you're ready to conquer this, and you're going to get to the stage where you need to get to. But I do think there's still a tiny moment of solace before you get through the 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, you've only got to go through the 2 steps and you'll be there. It's nearly here. I get the impression it's nearly here. Now, people often say when you're at the 10, you're there, you've completed. But I think when you're at coming up for completion, but I think when you get the 10, you've completed. So at the 7, you are close to completion. It is possible that there is going to be this culmination, and you are going to be able to finish whatever it is that is there for you, that is stopping you. All right. So I'm not going to keep those ones up. We're just going to take those ones away. I'm going to put this final one up, which is kind of interesting because it's the King of Swords. And I liken all swords to love, our love connection. If you have a sword, if you get a sword, it means that whoever you are with is going to rise up and be their full kingly self. Kings of Swords is great as well because it means he's going to cut away all the rubbish. He's going to stop making excuses about the two of you, and he's going to make the effort to really be with you this time. I get the impression that maybe through these cards that we've just had, that very possibly, there has been a kind of disconnection between the two of you. And that's why the page came up, to imply you need to find the joy within the two of you again. And then when you find that joy within the two of you, you can rise up to who you truly are. Hence getting the Queen and the King, which is not going to work, is it? The Queen and the King together, because that is the answer. That's what you're kind of aiming towards. So you've got the Queen, who is the one, and this is you. You're going to be abundant and wealthy, and he is going to stand there, and he's going to use his sword, and he's going to break everything down that is in your way, and that is the love that is coming to you through this. You have to have that first. You have to have that energy. It has to be reenacted. Once the energy of joy and abundance and happiness and youthfulness is re-instigated for the two of you, love can rise up. At the moment, you're still going through this, I think, which is needing to have strength, trying to get out of a situation that's tricky, and kind of feeling a little bit in solitude. So there you have it. That's right now, okay? Now I'm just going to do these two Angel of Love cards. Sorry, not Angel of Love cards, Journey of Love cards for you. And the Journey of Love cards I'm going to do are going to be for the next stage. What is coming for you? You know, what will moving through this, what you've just been through, actually bring you towards? Let's have a look. Let's see what Spirit wants to give us for this. As I'm only going to do two cards, I might read them fully for you, but we'll see how we go, all right? Oh, Spirit's been a bit... Wow. Spirit was really quick with that. Two cards just flew out. So there you've got Earth Angel and Sweet Soul Rising. I am going to read them to you because I think you deserve to hear the whole message. These are the Journey of Love cards by Alana Fairchild, Rasuli and Richard Conn, and the guidebook has been written by these guys too. I'm just going to read you the whole thing. I won't read the poems. They have like these like rhymes in there as well, but I'm not going to read those, just the actual message. This oracle brings a message of divine guidance. You have an angel with you, watching over you and assisting you in response to your heart's call for help. Love and protection for you and your beloveds. Your prayers have been heard and answered. Keep praying each day from your heart and know you are safely carried on the journey of love. If you have been worried about a loved one, know that this protection extends to them as well. You're asked to pray more and worry less, allowing love to be. Interestingly, that was the question. The question was the next phase. So the next phase is saying that you need to pray to move into the next phase. So I might do you one more card after this. And then you've got Sweet... Oh, these cards are terribly falling over. Okay, maybe take a few of these down. So we've got Sweet Soul Rising, okay? So I'm just throw these cards on the floor, aren't I? There's a lot of funny in that. Okay. You may feel lost in your thoughts and feelings. This is a sweetness to surrender into another world. It is time to dream, to wonder, not to be clear and sharp right at this precise moment. If you have a clear plan. Let it become soft and feel your heart allowing it to open. Allow whatever may be. We might believe that it is through tough action and dynamic assertiveness that we make our way through the world. Yet sometimes the sweetness of the soul rises, and instead we can flow gently with the currents of the cosmic ocean. Unsure of where we are headed, but safe in the truth that all waters naturally return to the ocean, where they're all wanting to go eventually anyway. You can use your own efforts to swim to your destination against the currents at times, or you can float on the sweet love of your own soul as it enjoys the privilege of getting to know itself as one with the divine. This oracle brings you guidance now. Surrender and flow. This is not the time to assert your will and try to make things happen. No matter how much you may want to or believe that you should, there is something bigger happening, and everything is going to turn out perfectly according to a far larger plan. And that includes your well-being too, beloved. Sometimes we have to let go of our expectations of how that bigger plan will be achieved and just let it happen, trusting that it will actually take place even with us not striving to make it so. And this is one of those times. So the next phase is bringing you into the hermit phase. So maybe the hermit phase was right. You do need, I'm just going to get you one more card, as the Journey of Love card gave you one that kind of already had the message that you had in the in the actual reading. So just bear with me a moment and see if Spirit wants to give you one more card. Spirit, can we have just one more card for the future steps to go with this reading, please? Just one more card. Oops. I do apologise. I hate it when people do this kind of shuffling, but it's better that I get you the actual cards that are right for you. And we've got Fire and Ice. I love this card. It's beautiful. And this is the culmination of the future development and, you know, where the next stage is going to take you once you've got through that part that we just looked at, okay? Although I absolutely have the wrong one. Sorry. Look at the wrong one. Fire and Ice. You're learning to hold the tension of opposites, of those things that don't immediately seem to go together within your being, without collapsing into confusion, judgment, or denial. There is passion in serenity, creation and destruction, new life and death emerging within you, within your relationships. Sometimes this is hard to handle. We want to make things simpler, to just let go of the conflict and complexity and choose one or the other. You are a grand enough soul to be able to withstand the rigours of depth, to go deep, to live fully, to let the divine have its way through you requires a willingness to stand in the centre of the pair of opposites and eventually know that they are connected to each other and they exist only in relationship to each other, to breathe and be. If you're consciously feeling the conflict in your life internally or externally, then you are being initiated through fire and ice. Stay present, be patient and wait. There is nothing to fix here, just awareness to step into as divine creation continues to unfold through you. As you master this initiation, you will find a sweet nectar of bliss dripping within. This oracle brings you guidance that the conflict you feel within or externally is a sign of your spiritual growth. Soon you will grow larger than this conflict. But for now, you do not need to engage in it. Simply be present to it and allow it to work its way through you until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict, giving rise to clear direction. It may seem impossible, beloved, but it is not. You are a vast being. Give yourself a chance to realise this and have patience. All is becoming, including you, according to the perfection of divine design. Sorry, my loves. This oracle brings specific guidance on any relationship matter requiring a decision. Until you have simple clarity in your heart beyond the pushing away and pulling closer, then it's time to wait. But there is more yet to be revealed. Only when your heart speaks clearly, then you will do well to act as what feels truthful to you. Now, this card is phenomenally right, because what I saw in the reading was that through the words of negotiations, you'll push through to that point where you need to get to. But I see through these cards, these three cards that you've had, that there is a holding point. And when you've got, I'd say, made peace and surrendered to that holding point, then the next step's going to be revealed to you. And then you'll be able to move into that next place. Trust in the divine, and I'm in a strong feeling position here right now. I can see this, that for you right now, it is about deep trust, flow, surrender, and awareness, right? And when you give into that, just really hold that space, right? The shift will happen. It's not, you don't need to do anything. You just need to allow. And I sense slight resistance. And when you resist, you slow down that process. So to be totally in the new wave and the area that you're going towards is about expansion as opposed to contraction. And I feel and see a sense of contraction happening a little bit with regard to whatever the words and negotiation situation is, okay? And even maybe a slight bit of contraction in the enjoying yourself and finding your youthful nature in your love relationship. So that's where you need to be going. You need to be surrendering to divine, to allow divine to give you what you have cosmically ordered. Okay, thank you so much for listening. It's been lovely to do a reading for you. Take care, and if you need a reading from me, please email me. Feel free. Take care and good week. Love to you all. Bye bye. Kisses. Bye bye.